Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back at it again on a Sunday, and man, the weekend went by way too fast. Way too damn fast. What's up, 78 Northwest? Welcome back. Appreciate you for coming in. I'm doing well. A little tired. It's been a busy weekend celebrating my daughter's birthday. She had a good one. We had good times Friday night, Saturday night. And today's been just a day of recovery, but busy recovery for me. I'm getting ready to go out of town for work. So next week, you guys will probably see me from a less cool location, but you probably won't even notice. But yeah, we're here ready to go. There's just so much going on, man. And it's just busy weeks nonstop coming up from here. But before I go too far and forget, I wanted to wish Dylan a happy birthday. That is my daughter's boyfriend, who she's moving with. That's where we're taking her to him when when we leave. So he's been moved and gone for a little while now. So, but it was his birthday yesterday. They got back-to-back birthdays. It's it's crazy. Yesterday, Friday, what was it? I can't keep track of the days. Whatever day. Yeah, my daughter's birthday was on Thursday. So his birthday was on Friday. That's what it was. I skipped a day. Whatever. Yeah, so I just wanted to wish Dylan a happy birthday too, because I didn't do it on Thursday because I had my day screwed up then too. It's all good though. We missed having him here for the celebrations and being able to help celebrate with him, but you know, he had his parents with him and stuff, so it looked like he had a good time. And I'm happy about that. At least he had him there. Yo, what up, Antoine? Thanks for coming back. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so we had just a busy weekend. And right now I've been kind of enthralled in a live stream on Twitch. I've been watching this streamer that I watch a lot, and she's actually doing a storm chasing stream where they are chasing tornadoes, which was insane. So it's one of those it's kind of interesting, man. I'm not really that big on storm chasing stuff. My wife actually likes it a lot, but yeah, like I said, I watch this streamer a lot, and I learn a lot of stuff from these streams that I watch, these IRL streamers and stuff. So I heard her say that she was going to try to get out there and do some storm chasing, and she's actually out there doing it now. And they're still live at the moment. It's kind of crazy. They saw like a twin tornado that was forming up ahead. It was nuts. So yeah, this stream's been pretty interesting. That's what's been keeping me busy and keeping my head on straight. Just distracted a little, but getting through it. And I've started to do I don't know about storm chasers, if they get paid to do that. I'm not sure. That's a good question. My wife would probably know. She follows it a little more than I do, but it's been pretty crazy watching the stream. She's always doing interesting stuff on this stream, and this is probably one of the craziest things I've seen, and it's been pretty interesting. So, but yeah, as far as my Sunday went, it's just been busy, man. I trying to get everything together. I had a little bit of recovery this morning. So the one with the British accents. I'm glad you clarified that one, Antoine. Holy shit. For a second, I was like, what?
Hey, no diddy, man. No diddy.
But yeah, I have just been getting ready for going out of town. You know, I got a bunch of packing to do. So being gone for a week, I'm going somewhere where there's not a whole lot going on, and I like to be prepared. So I always probably overpack, but it's better that than not having things that I want. And, you know, I work long days when I'm out of town too. So it's just one of those things where I don't want to have to go and shop at a store, especially the stores out there just suck. So I usually try to bring as much as I can, be prepared as much as I can. So I do take a lot of stuff with me, and then I take my setup, as much of my setup as I can take. So yeah, it's one of those things where I have a lot of stuff to pack. But I'm getting there. I'll finish everything up after the show. So I probably won't go for too long today, because there's, not a ton to talk about besides the fights, which is what we're here to talk about, but haven't even said anything about it yet. But yeah, the card was disappointing, man. We are that run of great cards proving us wrong about the UFC is over at this point. That card was atrocious. It was ridiculous. It sucked. I didn't even want to go back and rewatch. It's just, yeah, it was garbage. And everyone's said it, and I've pretty much come to that conclusion myself, just looking at all of the highlights, watching what I could of it back, and listening to, or actually I went back and looked through some tweets of people that were tweeting throughout the show, and it was just like, damn. How much gear do I normally bring? Well, I mean, I don't bring a ton, but like I work off a laptop as it is, which sounds crazy considering I'm, streaming and stuff. That's usually not the case, but it works pretty well. But yeah, when I work off the laptop, so I bring that. I have a webcam. I don't bring my camera because it's just too risky. I don't want to, I don't want to mess up the camera. I don't want to have to set it all up and stuff. And then, then I need my capture card and all kinds of other shit. So it's just too much to bring. So I just use the webcam. And I have, I have a USB mic, a USB-C mic, but I also have a little mixer board too. So yeah, it's one of those, it just depends on what I want to bring. So, but I have a backdrop because I don't want the backdrop to be a shitty hotel room, because it really is a shitty hotel room. So, and then, yeah, I bring my stream deck, and that's really it. So, and a light, to make sure I'm lighted well. But yeah, that's it. Some headphones. So it's not a lot of stuff, but it's enough stuff to make a difference in how much I got to pack. So I'm only going to be gone for a week at a time, but it'll be alternating weeks. So every other week I'm going to be going out of town. It's crazy, but, yeah, it's what I got to do for work. So it is what it is. So it'll be crazy busy times for the next couple months, but, yeah. And the weeks suck. They lag. The place I go to shitty. Like I said, there's nothing happening there, nothing fun or exciting. So it's really just working long days and then coming back, getting some food, and usually prepping for the podcast and watching some TV. It's really all I can do. So there's not a whole lot going on. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll go live an extra day, or if any big news happens, I'll do that. But usually I just wait till Thursday. Just so, yeah, it just depends on how the week goes too, and what looks like. So yeah, but that's about it. And let's see, what else did I do? I went to the driving range because I actually bought a different head for my driver, which was pretty cool. So I went and hit that a couple times just to get some swings in and test it out, which it worked pretty well. So happy about that one. And yeah, do you bring like home cooked? No, man, unfortunately bringing meals and stuff, that's tough. And there's only a microwave to heat stuff up with. That's really all we have at that place. And I hate heating up stuff in the microwave. It sucks. So, I mean, we get we get per diem money for going out of town. So, unfortunately I just go out to eat because it's really the easiest and quickest thing to do. I go get food and bring it back to the room and just chill. So, they're usually long, tiring days when I'm out of town. So, and bringing movies and stuff, no, I bring a Fire Stick actually, because most of the time you can just connect it to the TV, and if it doesn't connect to their Wi-Fi, then I'll connect it to my hotspot and use it that way. But what's one time you left something that made work trip harder? I hate leaving my headphones. When you want to know, the worst thing I ever did was I left my wallet at home, and I didn't realize it until I was like 2.5, 3 hours away. And then I realized I forgot my wallet, and that was really, really shitty. I couldn't get a hotel room, so I wound up driving, and I did like a 18-hour, 20-hour day. I wound up driving back in the middle of the night, and I couldn't get a hotel room, so I was super tired and just fighting sleep and stuff getting back home because they wouldn't let me use my phone I had a card on my phone. They wouldn't let me use that. They wanted a physical card. So yeah, man, that was the worst I've ever done. That was really bad. But you have to wake up super early on the no, I get up like normal. I mean, we start at 7, so we don't start too early. We just work later than usual. So that's about how that goes. Kentucky Derby. No, I don't really watch that. I don't mind it, but it's not something I go out of my way to watch. So yeah, anyway, before I get too far, let's hit up these smelling salts. Something I had to do earlier because, man, I was, like I said, I was recovering. We had some drinks last night. We had some good time. We were up late. So I was dragging. I woke up early because that's just what my body does. It's stupid. I fell back asleep on the couch for a little bit, but then I was like, man, I need to wake up and get things done. So I hit up the trusty smelling salts. So this will be my second time for today, which is all good. But yeah, definitely need this. It's much needed right now. It keeps you awake and alert. It's going to be something I use a lot, especially, oh my God, I barely opened the cap and it hit my eye. The fresh bottles are dangerous, especially the most potent bottle, which is this red cap. So they have 2 other potencies you can try out instead of going straight for the highest dose, but dose like it's a pill, the highest potency. But yeah, so you can go check it out, learn about it by scanning that QR code on the screen. There's a link in the description below under all my videos. So if you ever want to go back to it, you can check it out and go get yourself a bottle and learn more about it by checking out their website, which is a cool one. Here we go. Let's take a whiff. It's going to be harsh, but that's what I need right now. Here we go. Oh, oof. Woo. Yo, what's up, Tyler Fish? I was going to say, before I even read that, I saw your name. I was like, yeah, where the hell you been? Holy shit, I almost killed myself. Accidentally, of course, with the smelling salts. Holy crap, that was, woo. Well, I'm awake now. Thanks to Noctane. Appreciate you, Noctane, for the sponsorship as usual. So yeah, where the fuck you been at, Tyler? Welcome back though. Appreciate you for coming back. Yeah, let's get into it because we got some stuff to talk about. We got a couple things before we get to this hideous, stupid shit excuse of a fight card that just happened. I mean, maybe it's not the worst one that's ever been there, but you missed one show. Oh, okay. Hey, man, my days have been jacked, man. It's been crazy. Your term of ridiculous is a great label for the last fight card. Yeah. How did preserve though that tough time? I hope you get sleep. Good. Oh, yeah. I should get some good sleep. I'm glad I missed this fucking card. You didn't miss a whole lot, Tyler. It was a fuck ass card for sure. I don't even. I mean, yeah, we gotta. You know what? We'll get into it, but let's talk about this stuff first. Yo, Tua, what up? Eljo, yeah, Eljo came out with the win. That was good for him, man. I will say that. It wasn't the most exciting fight in the world, but hey, he did come out with that win. So, too many goddamn decisions on this card, though. It's ridiculous. JDM Protez next, yes. And as of right now, I plan on doing a live stream for that and doing a watch party. It'll just be me here early as fuck. So if you guys are going to be up, I'll talk about it again on Thursday. As long as nothing changes, I'll just confirm on Thursday, and that'll be the plan. As long as I'm not too crazy tired after my week of being out of town. We'll see how the week goes. So I'll confirm on Thursday, but tentatively, we'll be looking forward to that stream because I definitely want to watch that live, man. I don't know that I want to miss that fight or any of the fights on that main card. So I'll probably be doing that watch party, but we'll see. Let's get into it. First off, we're going to start off obviously I don't really like to get into politics here, but that dinner for the, you know what? I had this in my head and I can't even remember what it was called. What was that dinner called? So it's got me dying. Yeah, man, this shit got me dying. You'll be up for that, Tyler? Sweet. 5th round was landslide. Wasn't too much back and forth. Yeah, very true. White House Correspondents' Dinner. Thank you, Antoine. My brain is jumbled, and I appreciate the assist on that. But yes, that Correspondents' Dinner. Apparently, shots were fired. things were happening. Weird reactions from people in the crowd. I don't know if you noticed that, but I didn't even realize it until a little bit later that Dana White was there for this, and that's crazy that he happened to be there, and he had a weird reaction to it, like fucking weird. I don't know if you guys saw this or read what he or read how he reacted or saw his reaction, but I got the video for you right here, so let's check it out and see what Dana had to say. Dana's he might be, man. Listen to what he had to say. Here we go.
It started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president was.
Yes. And what exactly happened? So someone got tackled or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. They came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something. But yeah.
So you didn't see the actual attack yourself. Okay.
Craziness, man. Craziness. For him to say, for him to say, I don't even know what to say. What the fuck kind of a reaction was that? Why did he say I wasn't, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, Dana, what the fuck? You know, he's usually calling Cowboy Cerrone and had no idea Dana was there. Thanks for sharing. Oh yeah. Fucking Dana White, man. He's fucking crazy, bro. Like, he talks shit about Cowboy doing crazy shit, Marab doing crazy shit that's stupid, and putting themselves in danger when they have fight. This motherfucker is the head of the UFC, and he's like, I didn't get down. That shit was crazy. It's like, what? I would have been scared as shit. You know, if that's just a weird situation and that's a weird reaction. You know what? Hold on. Let me put this back on real quick because I want to hear it again real fast, just because.
It started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every.
I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. What the fuck, bro? Oh my god. Like, everyone else is probably flipping out and tripping and shit, and he's like, that was fucking awesome. Like, he needs some different kind of excitement in his life, because if that was exciting for him, holy shit, bro, what are you doing? Oh man, that just, you dumb motherfucker. That's all I can think of when I hear him say some shit like that. What, I mean, who would respond that way? Like, I just thought he really enjoyed the adrenaline. Yeah, I mean, for sure, but well, okay, so I got you to but he's not the head of the UFC anymore. That dude with the glass, Hunter Campbell. Yeah, Dana testified in court he doesn't run anything. Yeah, no, I get it, but he's still the face of the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still there. He's still there and stuff. So, but I mean, oh man, it's just nuts. So, I guess I mean, yeah, sure. I guess I think he meant seeing the Secret Service guys take down the, yeah. Perpetrator. Yeah, maybe so, but wow, that was a fucking crazy, like, I don't know, because you know, shit gets taken out of context all the time. So just for anybody just in passing that hears him say that was fucking awesome, it's like, what the fuck? He was Dana Black that night. Oh shit, he definitely was, man. He was he was on a different level. Insane, man. I just thought it was interesting, first of all, that he was there when this happened, which was nuts. I'm glad nobody got injured except for maybe the shooter. I'm sure if he didn't get shot, he definitely got the shit kicked out of him, because you know they don't play. You know they don't play with that stuff. But yes, interesting shit, man. It was a weird scene. It was a weird scene. All the different angles of the video that surfaced from all of this, and just the footage and the coverage from it. It was like a movie. It was fucking weird. I'm not the conspiracy theorist type, but you know, it just seemed strange. It was odd. It was a little off. It just seemed like we were watching a movie. It was fucking weird. I didn't. Maybe it was just because my weekend's been hectic and crazy, and I don't know. Maybe just watching it in passing seemed a little crazy. But yeah, Dana's reaction was crazy. Man. He's a different type of dude. That's for damn sure. Oh man. It's all good though. That's, you know, that's what makes him who he is, I guess. So yeah, poor Buchecha. Yeah, man, Buchecha, that dude is not cut out for MMA, man. He's just not. More staged than the moon landing, Tyler. I wasn't gonna say it straight out, bro, but this is.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
That's what I have to say when it comes to Tyler Fish just saying it. But yeah, that shit's funny. It was just weird, man. Whole situation is weird. Crazy stuff happening, man. And yeah, so many attempts. It's nuts. The amount of attempts that have happened. And I'm sure there might have been others that were thwarted before we even learned of it. You know what I mean? So crazy shit happens, and yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm with you, 78 Northwest. Tyler's hilarious. He comes up with some crazy shit to say sometimes, but makes me laugh nonetheless. So yeah, that was Dana, and news on Dana and that crazy shit that happened. And then I just wanted to bring up dude, Alex Pineda is looking scary as shit, man. Him as a heavyweight, I thought him going up to light heavy was crazy enough after being at middleweight and just being how big he was as it is, and then to move up to heavyweight as well now, and just being as big as he is nuts. And this training footage, I know it's just hitting pads, but the speed and the power of him, you know, it's not the kind of hitting pads that we see a lot of times out of boxers and stuff where the coach is slapping the punch back. It's not a lot of that. It's a lot more of him just hitting the pads legitimately for himself. So I just wanted to show that real quick because it's a little crazy. And here it is. Ooh-wee. And it looked like he popped the glove there at the end. Like, and so, like I said, he, you know, Glover's just holding the pads up there. So he's just hitting shit. It's not Glover pushing back on the gloves and making the slapping noise. That's all Pineda just powering through it. And like I said, it looked like he either hit the glove off of Glover's hand or he popped that glove out and blew the pack out of it. And you know, I'm sure Glover's body's not feeling too great after all those punches. That's a big ass body pad that he has on there. But those are some heavy fucking punches, man. So yeah, Pineda looking scary. Cyril Gane has got he's got something to worry about with this fight coming up, because if Pineda comes in throwing fucking heavy bombs like that and Cyril can't get out of the way, whoo-wee. Jones, when he sees his wife, oh my god.
Damn, son.
Oh shit. Oh man. What the fuck?
Another one.
Tyler, you're on a roll today, man. You miss one show and you come in with the bangers. With two BJJ legends losing on the same night, does take away credibility for its effectiveness? No, I just think they need to understand the concept of mixing it in and making it jiu-jitsu for MMA. Regular traditional jiu-jitsu is something of its own. It doesn't work well if that's all you can rely on for fighting in an MMA fight. You have to learn how to mix it in correctly. That's one thing that I've heard and learned from watching the fights and seeing it from the beginning is, you know, you have to be able to mix things in. You can't be a master of one art and think that that's going to carry you through the entire your entire career, because at some point in time people will catch on, and you have to be able to mix things up to be able to make it work, because it's called mixed martial arts, which is why people get mad when Fans are upset by, you know, grappling matches that are boring and slow and uneventful, but that's part of MMA. It's part of, you know, and I'm guilty of that too. I'm guilty of being, you know, annoyed by it and stuff like that, but that's just how it goes, man. Also, do you think Tyron Woodley will ever get inducted into the Hall of Fame? I don't know, man. I don't know if they didn't really like Tyron that much at the UFC, so it'll be tough to see, especially with what he's done after his career in the UFC. I don't know if they see that as a legitimate, you know, entry, but who knows? He was a champ for a minute, so it's more on efficiency of the individual fighter themselves. Aljamain used jiu-jitsu on Zalal to landslide Zalal. Yeah, but he mixed it in well, you know what I mean? Like with the takedowns and stuff. Buchecha just doesn't have the kind of takedowns he needs. He doesn't set things up correctly, and he doesn't have the striking to even, you know, get somebody off their guard to get in on them with the takedown to then get them to the ground. And, you know, he kind of just has to fall on them or fall into something before he can really be effective on the ground. And even then, sometimes if he can't control his opponent and he gets hit, it doesn't work for him. Mechanical used jiu-jitsu to escape the armbar from Dolfo. Yeah, no, I mean, jiu-jitsu is legit in MMA, but like I said, you have to mix it in well with everything else, because just jiu-jitsu alone isn't exactly effective if you have someone that mixes things up well and is able to combat the straight jiu-jitsu and shut it down with either, you know, MMA grappling of their own or, you know, striking or anything like that, because a jiu-jitsu guy is gonna not worry so much about the getting punched and stuff because he's so focused on getting, you know, it's kind of like Ryan Hall, who would just roll in for you know, a heel hook or something, and it's like, well, you're getting beat down and you still keep rolling around trying to grab someone's ankle. Like he has 5 belts at home, you feel me? They can't put Cowboy and not have Tyron. Oh no, for sure, that's what I mean. It's like Cowboy was a cowboy though, and he was in good with the UFC. That's the main point. Tyron was just not in good with the UFC. So yeah, I mean, I think it's possible for him to have the accolades to get in, but I don't know if the UFC will really put him in there. That's the thing. I mean, but so I understand where you're coming from with that, Antoine, but you know, Tyron will eventually get into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a toss-up. I don't know how they couldn't put him in there, being how many times he defended and the fact that he was a champ and a defending champ at that multiple times. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. There's not really a standard on how the UFC works the Hall of Fame. They just, personal preference on their part, it feels like. So, American welterweight champion from Missouri, he better be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I get it, man. I don't disagree. But I just don't know that they'll put him in there. But we'll have to wait and see. He's been out of the UFC for a minute, hasn't gotten in yet. So, yeah, if they don't put you in right away, a lot of times it's either going to take a while or maybe you don't get in. Who knows? But yeah, that's it for anything else away from UFC Vegas 116. Oh, cool. I didn't miss much on the stream I was watching because it just ended and I got to watch the important crazy parts of the actual tornadoes happening. I was talking earlier about watching a live stream from an IRL streamer on Twitch that was storm chasing today. She's going to be doing it again tomorrow, so I'll definitely be watching that while I'm driving out of town, because I got like a 4.5-5 hour drive ahead of me in the morning. We'll see how early she goes on. In the area that I'm going to be in, I don't have a lot of service. I can connect to the Wi-Fi if it's working, so maybe I'll have it in my ear, but usually I'm just listening to some podcasts that I've downloaded and stuff, just because, or some music, just because if I don't have service, you know, it's tough out there where I'm going. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll catch up on things when I get out of work, and because I'm just going to be sitting in a hotel room doing nothing because there ain't nothing to do where I'm going. So yeah, we'll move on to UFC Vegas 116. Just horrible card, man. Horrible card. It's a damn shame too, because we were on such a roll, you know, of having great cards, and I knew it had to come to an end, but I was hoping it didn't fall on its face like it did. because holy shit, I reeled it way back, like over reeled it back because we only had 2 finishes in this damn card out of 13 fights, 11 fucking decisions. And which is fine, would be fine. We had a lot of decisions in that last card, but they were fun, exciting fights. The decisions in this card, it just didn't come through, man. You know, when you look at the breakdowns of things, I mean, absolutely everyone in articles, in recaps, everything is talking about how, you know, the fans really had to suffer. Are you watching any TV shows right now? Not necessarily. I've kind of not been on the TV, like on TV too much. I don't think I've been binging anything. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. I think that spin-off show from Yellowstone, what's it called? Marshals or something? I've been watching that, but not like religiously. It's just been whenever we have time to watch stuff. Card was ass. Yeah, it was, Christian. And only one dude was able to show off their power. Yeah, Ryan Spann. Yeah, it wasn't horrible. Everybody was wild, durable. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it was not really a fun card to watch. Just not a lot of big moments. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching the fights regardless, but sometimes it's just like, holy shit, man. This card feels like it's gone on forever because just decision after decision, nothing crazy happening in any of the fights for the most part. So it's tough. It's tough. So, you know, you may not have thought it was horrible, but I still think it was a bad card overall. Yeah, Marshals is good. I mean, so far it's been pretty good. So there's always action in those shows. So I like that. Yeah, so we'll start with the main card, and you know, we'll go from the first fight on the main card and work our way work our way over to that main event of Sterling versus Zalal, and then we'll touch on the prelims, and then we'll get out of here, because the sooner I can get done, the better. I have some packing to do and some stuff, so I know I keep talking about it, but it's getting real now. I feel like time flies once I get out of here doing the show, and then it's like bedtime. So not right after, but you know, soon after, and the time just flies. Did Sterling at least look good? He showed some good skills off. You know, he looked like a motivated Eljo. Yeah, Christian, I have to go out of town for work, so I'll be gone all week. I'll still do the show on Thursday though, but it'll be from a shitty hotel room. So hopefully everything will work well. But yeah, I'm going out of town for a week for work, so it's gonna be long, tiring days, and I got to drive for about 5 hours to get there in the morning. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, anyway, I think Eljo showed some good techniques, and what about this? What are you saying, Christian? I'm sorry, I don't know. Got some typos in there. I'm not sure what you were trying to say by that, but yeah. So anyway, we'll get to the Eljo fight in just a minute. Let's start off with this week's UFC. What about this week's UFC? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna do the show on Thursday to cover the preview for UFC. What is it, Perth? Yeah, the Australia card. So I'll be watching that, and then I plan on, as of right now, tentatively, I plan on doing the live stream, the watch party. It'll just be me in here doing the watch party early in the morning, because for me, that card next weekend starts at 4 a.m. So I'll probably, as long as I'm not too crazy tired from work and the week from before, I will be getting up, and I'm usually up by like 6 a.m. anyway. So it's like I'm only getting up 2 hours earlier. I'll get some naps in. Yeah, man. Yeah, jump in, and I should be here on Saturday for that. But I'll confirm on Thursday just to make sure. So I'll let you guys know for sure on Thursday. But just be, you know, while you're here, make sure you like the video before you guys take off or jump in and out. Just make sure you hit that like button for me. I appreciate that. And make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because yeah, if you hit that notification bell too, it'll tell you when I go live. That way, if you forget, it'll remind you. So what helps you get good sleep the most. I've been using these rain videos that help. Really, it doesn't take much. It's just I don't sleep in very much. I'll get some good sleep, and my wife gets mad at me because I fall asleep quickly. Like, I'll lay down in bed, and next thing you know, I'm out. So, and she's mad because it takes her a minute to fall asleep. So I don't really have too much trouble falling asleep. It's more about staying asleep in the morning. I can never sleep in. It's just that's what happens when you get old. It's stupid. But I don't really do much to help with sleep. I just, I can kind of get to sleep easy, but I've always wanted to sleep under a deck while it's raining. Yeah. I mean, that would be relaxing, I guess. Are you going to wake up for UFC Macau 2? That's at 3 a.m. Probably. Just depends on, when that lands. I never keep track that far ahead. I'm going week to week, man. But especially when it's busy. So, but I'm sure I will. So I do kind of like doing those early morning cards or super late night cards, whatever winds up being, whatever winds up working that way. But I like doing it. So yeah, let's get to this first fight on the main card. We had Buchecha versus Ryan Spann. The most exciting action of the night for the most part. Ryan Spann just looking good. I can't believe he was the underdog. Like, why the fuck did they think that Buchecha could beat Ryan Spann? Ryan Spann has 14 submission wins as well. Buchecha, he's obviously a great jiu-jitsu artist, but it's just not translating over into MMA for him. Not in the way that we would have thought. A lot of people had a lot of hype and stuff for him coming into the UFC and saying it was going to be big for the heavyweight division, and it just hasn't followed through. That has not been the case. Buchecha is so ass, Tyler says. Yeah, man. He's proven it more and more. He's got 3 fights in the UFC, and he's 0-2 with 1 draw. And yeah, it just sucks, man. It's a disappointment. He just can't handle getting hit. Like, if he can't take you down and get you in a submission, it just doesn't work for him. So it's a tough thing. But Ryan Spann looked damn impressive with the finish of Buchecha. Not that it was too difficult, but of course Buchecha was looking for those grappling exchanges, but couldn't really impose his will on Spann. So he fully committed. Now that Spann's fully committed to the heavyweight, he used his size and his reach, and he's settled in there, and he's good to go. Yeah, crazy seeing Ryan go from 205 to 265. Yep, Junior Tafa is genuinely his only winnable fight. Yeah, the Tafa brothers, man. Holy shit. He might be a bigger disappointment than them at this point. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like high level. It wasn't high level. Technique or activity going on, but it was exciting for the time that it lasted with Buchecha and Spann. And Spann just looked impressive with his striking and came in, gets a performance of the night bonus. So the 100K he gets, and finishes it in the second round, 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. Speaking of bonuses, I learned something the other day that I didn't realize, because I've said it on this show before. Hey, so-and-so got the performance of the night bonus, or these 2 guys got the fight of the night bonuses, and then this guy got the finish, so he gets an extra 25K. Apparently, according to Helwani, that's not the case. Pretty much, if you get a finish, but you also get a performance of the night bonus, they roll it into one, and you get the higher of the 2, which would be the performance bonus. So you don't get 125K. If you just get a finish and you don't get picked for the bonus, then you get your 25K. But if you get a fight of the night or a performance of the night bonus, you don't get that 25K on top of it for getting a finish. You just get the 100K or the 200K if you wind up getting double bonus, which is nothing to complain about. But you're thinking, I was thinking that you get the 25K too. So anybody that's gotten double bonuses at this point, I was thinking was like getting and got a finish was getting like 225K. It's not the case. I didn't know if anybody gave a shit about that, but that was just surprising to me because I didn't know that that's how that worked. But it is what it is, I guess. Could Ryan be a contender at heavyweight with this heavyweight class right now? Yeah, I think so. But I mean, he hasn't shown a whole lot yet up there. Buchecha's not a high level opponent at this point. So he looked impressive here, but like I said before, I don't know that it was really tough to be that impressive. It wasn't very tough to get that finish and be that impressive. Of course, it's always a tough fight regardless against who it is, but Training Day in theaters? No, I don't think I watched it in theaters. I think I just watched it at home when it came out on like DVD or something. Ryan Spann is decent. He's just inconsistent. Yeah, that's 100% true, Tyler. So we'll see if he can get the consistency together here now that he's up in the heavyweight division. With this win, that gets him to 10-6 overall and puts him on a 2-fight win streak. Now that he's been up, it seems like he's settling in. He's got a couple bonuses in there with a win over St. Preux. He lost to Walter Cortez Acosta, but beat Lucas Brzeski in his last fight and now beat Buchecha. So he's on a 2-fight win streak. We'll see who they give him next and if he can continue this win streak and looking good in the heavyweight division. So that's it from that fight. Next up, we had Raoni Barcelos versus Montel Jackson. And Jackson had Barcelos, on wobbly street there for a minute in the beginning. It seemed like he was getting the best of Barcelos in the beginning, and just couldn't really hold on to that. I guess he can inflict some damage because he uses his range and he's able to get that, use that range and mix in some takedowns as well as catching his opponents. But Barcelos just did the veteran thing and he held in there and he was able to stay durable and chase down that long game, and really he just stayed consistent. And crafty vet for sure. He just showed his his skills, his knowledge, his fight IQ, and he was able to wear down Jackson and kept the pace and pretty much just controlled throughout the fight. Like I said, there's nothing real crazy about this fight except for Barcelos. He struggled a little in the beginning, but then he was patient. He worked his game the way he wanted to, and he took it to Jackson and got the win by decision. I knew what you meant, Tyler. Barcelona. Yeah, I knew what you meant, but so there was no real crazy sense of urgency going on in this fight. It was just more kind of trying to survive and win, basically, and that's what happened. Barcelos should have fought Davey Grant. Yeah, the two older guys, maybe so. But speaking of Davey Grant, that's the next fight. Back-to-back older guys, vets in the game. Barcelos, I think, he's 38. But damn, he looks older than that. I don't know why. He just looks he's almost like Jose Aldo. People used to always think Aldo was older than he was just because he kind of has a weathered face. And, he has that scar on his face and with the bald head. It just, I don't know. He just looks older. Barcelos is kind of the same way. But with this fight, with Davey Grant and Martinetti, they got the fight of the night bonus. I was surprised to even see a fight of the night bonus considering this card was pretty much, not great. So a lot of times when a card's not good because they don't hand out a fight of the night bonus. And with this many decisions, I'm surprised that they gave one. But this fight wasn't too bad. There was there was some gritty kind of back and forth action going on. With Grant being like 40 years old, he used his knowledge and his experience in there. He kept the pressure consistent. These guys were, spamming kicks back and forth a lot. They both were using their kicks effectively. Grant had some nasty calf kicks going, and just fighting a brawl, really. And Martinetti was just kind of uncomfortable in all of it. He had his own moments as well, especially early on. He was showing some confidence, with the undefeated record and all that. But, being his UFC debut against an older vet that has a lot of knowledge in the cage, he just couldn't get it done. Grant just kind of chipped away at Martinetti, and handed out the damage. He was durable on his own with anything that Martinetti was able to come back with, and Grant just landed the harder shots over time. Martinetti took a ton of punishment, including apparently a broken nose, and he still kept moving forward. But it wasn't enough for him to be able to get the win. So Davy Grant, being 40 years old, gets the win. He jumps back in the win column after a loss to Charles Jourdain by submission in his last fight. Gets the fight of the night bonus, so that's good for him. Good for Martinetti too in his UFC debut. Gets that 100K. So it was a unanimous decision win for Grant. But yeah, the kicks were really effective, and the volume of striking and the damage he put on Martinetti, and the fact that Martinetti hung in there showed good durability and stuff like that. But you don't want to get into these kind of crazy fights. David Grant's a young buck. Man, once you hit 40, like he looks 40 too. So in that cage, that's pretty old in that cage, man. I'll be the first one to stick up for somebody who's 40, saying, hey, you're not that old. But for fighting, that's pretty old. Especially, he doesn't have like the craziest record. He's 9-7 in the UFC. I just don't know that he has the amount of time he needs to put together a good run or anything like that. That's but he looked good in this fight against a youngster coming in on his UFC debut, and he said welcome to the UFC and handed him his first loss. Was he maybe that was his second loss, I guess. Oh no, that was a grappling fight. So yeah, that was his first loss in MMA. He got subbed by Jourdain, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what it said. Yeah, submission. He got guillotined by Charles Jourdain in his last fight, which is in October of last year. Do you watch any BKFC at all? Yeah, I mean, I try to. Whenever it's on and there's some interesting fights that I want to see, or if I happen to come across it and don't realize that they were fighting or whatever, I'll watch it. I like BKFC. It's just not something that I want to watch all the time, but it's definitely one of those that I'll sit back and watch if it's on, or if I know that there's a good fight that I want to see. So I think it's interesting. I always think it's a KO because he got flying knee into a sub. Oh yeah. Yeah, Jourdain's good with that flying knee, man, for sure. That's one of his signature moves. All right, moving on, we have Rafa Garcia versus Alex Hernandez. And let me tell you, man, I don't know what the fuck Alex Hernandez was thinking. Oh my God. You know what? I downloaded the wrong fucking pictures. No, I kept the wrong ones. I downloaded the right ones, but I went through and I must have deleted the wrong ones. That's annoying. Anyway, hold on. I just realized that because I'm like, that is not Alex Hernandez in that picture. It's because I was downloading the pictures like I usually do for my prep. This is how it shows you how tired I was today. I realized that I downloaded the wrong pictures, and I went back and downloaded the right ones. And when I got rid of the pictures that I thought I didn't need, apparently I got rid of the wrong ones. Hold on. Where am I at? Well, you guys get it. I don't know why I'm not finding these pictures. What did I? Weird. Gordon fought after being in a car accident. Shit was so crazy. I was about to say, what's up with the shorts in the octagon? Yeah. I messed it up. that was off. Yeah, it's all good. I'm not even gonna look for them because I'm not finding them as quickly as I thought I would. So, Alexander Hernandez. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look right here because I know where I got these pictures from, and I thought I had. Oh, there they are. Yeah. Give me 1 second because I can actually change this pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get it. Like he sucks had to do that, man. He knew he was needed the money. Oh yeah. Let's see. Can I make this easy? Probably not. Well, you guys get the point. It's, yeah. Rafa Garcia versus Alex Hernandez. My mistake there. And yeah, it is what it is. Oh, the fan is on. Damn. Okay. Anyway, let's get to it. Rafa Garcia versus Alex Hernandez. Wrong pictures, but we know what happened. I feel what I was starting to say before I realized that was that Alex Hernandez, I mean, for me, I feel like, why did he come out fighting like he did? Because there was no volume coming from Alex Hernandez whatsoever. He just did not, he just didn't put anything out there. It was like, yeah, Garcia won. And it was just one of those fights where, like, what were you thinking? Because, you know, Hernandez was involved in that fight that got canceled with Michael Johnson due to the possible, you know, betting stuff. So him coming out, he should have came out swinging, ready to go, ready to get a win so that he could fight off those allegations. You know, he talked about how he was falsely accused and he thought it was wrong and that something should be done about that. But, you know, then you come out and you just have a kind of a suspect type of fight. You know what I mean? Like throwing barely any punches. It was just seemed very weird. I felt like, hold on. All of a sudden, everything is just flashing out on me here. Okay, there we go. We're back. All right, sorry, I'm having trouble. But, you know, I mean, Hernandez, I just feel like I would have expected a bigger, crazier fight from him. You know, he did try to push the pace. He's got some explosiveness still here and there when he's actually throwing, but the longer the fight goes, I mean, Garcia just took over. You know, he was more disciplined, and the UFC genuinely, well, and you know, when they take fights out for possible irregularities in betting, it's like that doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anything. I think that that Garcia just put the pressure on Hernandez. There was nothing really flashy going on, you know. It was a decision over 3 rounds, 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27. So one judge gave all 3 rounds to Rafa, and the other 2 only gave him 2. You know, Garcia, it was just a win over 15 minutes. He got some good, you know, some good striking in there, but and you know, he weathers whatever comes through to him in the fight. Whenever any adversity comes in, he's good at taking some damage and whatever. But it's like, man, it wasn't the best, one of the best fights whatsoever. And Hernandez gets a loss after coming back from that whole conspiracy thing with the betting. He was on a 4-fight win streak, and he just did not look like he was in there to get that win the way that he did before. This puts Rafa Garcia on a 3-fight win streak with wins over Vince Pichel, Jared Gordon, and now Alexander Hernandez. Yeah, Jared Gordon, yeah, definitely heard about his issues. If they want to throw a fight, let them get their ass kicked, then take the money away. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things they just can't have that happening. So if they know about it, then the UFC looks guilty of it too. So I think that's how that goes. But that brings us over, now that I'm back on track, hopefully, that brings us over to the co-main event. Jocelyn Edwards was the slight underdog in this fight against Norma Dumont, who, you know, Norma Dumont has kind of looked good in her previous fights. She was on a pretty big win streak, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-fight win streak. A lot of decisions in there, actually all decisions, but, you know, had some good fights. We remember that Irene Aldana that I was talking about. Was this actually a robbery? I saw people saying that. I don't think it was a robbery. I think it was a really close fight. I think that's kind of how you can, you know, you can just say it was a close fight pretty much. you know, Edwards kind of initiated the grappling and got the fight down to the ground. You know, Dumont was able to kind of change things around. Whoever said that, just bet. Edward won like 3-0. Oh, I got you. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. I think Dumont has the potential, so I was thinking that at some point she was gonna turn it up and really get Jocelyn in a bad position. But yeah, I mean, it was a unanimous. Oh, that's what it is. I saw a split, and I thought it said split decision. That was her last fight against Ketlin Vieira for Norma Dumont, was a split decision. This was a unanimous decision with Jocelyn. So I didn't get to watch the entirety, like the third round. I think I stopped watching like midway in the beginning of the third round, and I didn't go back and finish it. But yeah, to me it seemed like Edwards was winning. Edwards is on a good roll right now. I feel like because she's been getting finishes before this fight. She was on a good streak, getting some finishes in there. She had 2 submissions and 2 TKOs before this fight. One of those happened to have a performance of the night bonus for her as well. So she subbed Nora Cornelli in her last fight. Priscilla Cachueta, she TKO'd Chelsea Chandler and subbed Tamiris Vidal. So those were her last 4 fights, and now she's on a 5-fight win streak. So she stops Norma Dumont's win streak at 6, and she extends her to 5 in a row. So yeah, I think Edwards did well with the striking, did well with the grappling, was able to, you know, get Dumont on the ground, and as well as, you know, outwork her on the feet. So Jocelyn Edwards looking good, man. I feel like she has a lot of good potential, and I think Norma Dumont's a tough opponent, and you know, a lot of people had it at like 1-1 going into the second round. I mean, going into the third round, I think I heard something about them saying that Norma Dumont's corner told her that she was up 2-0 and to kind of play it safe in that third round, and that cost her the fight. So according to one of the judges that had it 30-27, that might not be the case. It was even close, but the other judges had it 29-28, which means they had Norma Dumont winning 1 round. So I think Dumont maybe won. I don't remember. Did she win the round 1? I think Dumont won the first round. Yeah. And then Edwards won the second, and then came back and won the third, because like I was saying, the corner told her that she was up 2-0 and kind of told her, hey, play it safe, you know, don't do anything crazy. And instead, Jocelyn Edwards came out, you know, and turned it up and wound up getting the win by winning that last round. So, you know, I think her pressure and her activity in the fight is you know, telling. And oh shit, Antoine,
Smoke weed every day.
there you go. But yeah, Dumont's, you know, she snaps Dumont's win streak and is able to, you know, kind of put herself in the mix for being in, you know, a contender. And I think that she has some good skills. She's shown it, and she's on this 5-fight win streak of her own. So it's a good thing for the women's division, and I think that it's a good thing for her. So we'll see if she can continue on that winning streak. And that brings us to the main event. Aljamain Sterling versus Yusuf Zalal. And like I said earlier, I feel like Aljamain came in and showed a lot of good technique and skills. Now that he's up in the higher weight class, you know, he got out of this fight with the win. He controlled the fight pretty much, you know, as you can see, landing some good striking on Zalal, and really the grappling and wrestling of Aljo took over. He kept the top control, was heavy on top, and consistently got Zalal down. Aljamain dominated, in my opinion. I think he fights for one more time. Before he gets the belt, maybe. Fights for the belt one more time. Yeah, I could see him fighting for the belt. I mean, he called out Volk. He called out Evloev, I think. And yeah, it sounds like he's he's ready to go with trying to get that belt in the higher weight class. But you know, his wrestling and grappling and top control is elite, and you know, when it's working for him, he's able to control everything and get the positions, and you know, he works in the ground and pound as well. So you know, and his damage, I mean, he doesn't put a lot of damage on people. At least with, you know, one punch type stuff, it's always an accumulative by the end of the fight. But no matter what, he's scoring points, he's controlling the fight, and that's what gets him the wins. So whenever Zalal is having, you know, any kind of success on the feet, Eljo would basically get him down to the ground and just put a stop to it. So 49-45 across the board for Sterling. Eljo's really good, but I don't think he'll be a champ. Definitely a staple in the top 5 though at 145. He's a former champ. Who else gonna fight Volk? Movzar? yeah. I think Eljo would put up a more fun fight than Movzar will, but who knows? Even though I've obviously should have probably gotten the fight already at this point, especially over Lopez getting the fight a second time, but you know how that goes. Yeah, and I think Eljo wants his revenge on that one, Tyler, for sure. Volk got 2-3 viable options for title content challengers. Okay. Yeah, so good one for Sterling. He's definitely a problem at featherweight. He can impose his will with the grappling and wrestling, like I said. Now he's 3-1 in that division and in the title mix for sure. Zalal's momentum, you know, kind of slowed down there with this loss, but you know, he hung in there. He showed his toughness and durability, and you know, he just couldn't stop that control of Eljo. So a little bit to work on there. Maybe he learned something from this fight, and we'll see Zalal back up there again, I'm sure. So that's it for the main card, and that moves us over into the prelims. Talita Elankar versus Julia Pilastri, and you know, typical kind of women's fight, goes to decision, and yeah, I think Zalal's good for sure. He's just got to tighten some things up there and learn how to, you know, maybe defend some of the pressure when he's on the ground and being, you know, controlled. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, for me, it just felt like a very lackluster card. There's some stuff in there that's whatever, but it was nothing like the cards that we've been seeing that have been happening. And I think that's why, because we've just had so many good cards and so many good fights over the past, you know, 3 or 4 cards pretty much. And it was on a roll. So this one, in comparison to those cards, feels more like what we were getting in the beginning of the year, where it was the card of the year. It just felt a lot more like what we were getting in the beginning of the year with, you know, the letdowns and the cards and stuff. It just wasn't too exciting. But yeah, it was, you know, a lot of grappling in this fight. And, you know, Elankar pretty much just grinds out the unanimous decision win. She had control, positional dominance, stuff like that. Nothing flashy, but, you know, she was still effective. And yeah, she just continues on with the winning ways in the UFC. This puts her at 4-1. She's on a 2-fight win streak, 3-fight win streak. I'm sorry. Vanessa Demopoulos by decision, Ariane Cornelosi by submission, and now Julia Pilastri by decision. So 3 wins in a row for her. UFC Winnipeg was pretty good last week or the week before or whenever it was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The past like 3 or 4 cards were pretty damn good. Yeah, the way I see it, this happens in every sport. Sometimes Lakers versus Celtics in overtime, and sometimes you'll have 2 bad teams. Yeah, it's just, this one wasn't, I mean, for me, it just wasn't Blanchfield. That's true. That one was really bad. But I wouldn't say this. Yeah, I don't know who would win, Eljo or Diego Lopez. Ooh, that's tough because Diego's a dog, man. He he's got some great striking, but if Eljo was to be able to, you know, control him with the wrestling and grappling, that would put up a, but I think Lopez has some decent defense. So I think that'd be a tough fight for Eljo, honestly. But do we want to see that? Because then, you know, Lopez gets a win over or Lopez gets a win over Eljo, and all of a sudden he's in the title fight again. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, I think it'd be a good fight to watch though, between Eljo and Diego for sure. Yeah, moving on, we had Max Griffin versus Victor Valenzuela, and Valenzuela comes out with the win in this one for you know, unanimous decision. It was a, you know, low output type of fight. Valenzuela gets the edge on the cards. You know, it's unanimous, but still slightly better activity, kind of, you know, for the most part. And yeah, it's not really a big crazy fight. There was not a whole lot going on. As you can see, you know, Valenzuela landed some good shots to the chin of Max Griffin. He looked a little bit, you know, like he lost a step or was just a step behind most of the time. So Valenzuela took advantage of that and edged out the win. So dog, we all want Volk versus Lopez 3. I wouldn't doubt they would do it too. But yeah, next fight, Francis Marshall versus Lucas Brennan. Marshall gets the win here by decision as well. As we know, there was so many decisions. There was only one finish in the prelims. We haven't got to it yet, but this was Francis Marshall versus Lucas Brennan. I think Brennan was making his UFC debut versus Francis Marshall, who was coming off of a win over Eric Silva. So now he makes it 2 in a row with the win over Lucas Brennan by unanimous decision. And Marshall, you know, it was a pretty decisive performance for him. A clear unanimous decision. You know, he put up a strong pace. Just kind of outclassed the guy making his debut, Lucas Brennan, across all 3 rounds. And yeah, it was a good fight for Francis Marshall. So puts him at two wins in a row, and Lucas Brennan will have to fight a better fight next time to get his first win in the UFC. Maybe if we ask for it, they'll do something else. True. So next up we had Cody Durden versus Rafael Filho, and Durden just kind of gets the upset here, man. He was a huge underdog. Plus 475. Filho was at minus 700, and Durden comes out with the unanimous decision win. You know, he grinded it out as usual. That's kind of how he works fights. He's, you know, wrestling heavy, and he controlled the pace and the tempo of the fight, and he basically just shut Filho down. You know, it wasn't like the prettiest or most impressive fight in the world, but it was definitely impressive that he was such an underdog and comes out with the win. So, you know, he did what Cody Durden does and didn't allow Filho to get into a rhythm or hell yeah, Atlanta native. I would like to visit Atlanta. Yeah, now that I'm gonna be having to visit that side of the country for my daughter, maybe I can make my way over there at some point. That would be awesome. I would like to go, so we'll have to try to make that happen for sure. But yeah, so that's really all there is to that fight. Wasn't a whole lot going on there. Like I said, a lot of decisions, and yeah, we're gonna get that again with the second women's fight, or it was the first women's fight of the night, but the second one overall, because we already went over the main card fight. And Mayra Buena Silva getting the loss to Michelle Montague, and Montague undefeated, coming in at 7-0. She extends that to 8-0 now with her second win in the UFC, 2-0 in the UFC now. And yeah, by decision in both fights in the UFC. Before that, she had a bunch of submission wins. And she had been on a 6-fight win streak with submissions, and then came into the UFC and is now on a 7-fight win streak total, but 2 in a row in the UFC, both by decision. So she beat Luana Carolina in her first fight in the UFC. But yeah, she gets the big win over Mayra Buena Silva. And yeah, it was kind of a big win for her, because Buena Silva was, you know, a contender at one time, was gonna fight for the belt, or did fight for the belt, but just wasn't successful there. And Montague just controlled the fight really, and made it an easy unanimous decision win over Bueno Silva, who just doesn't seem to be herself anymore. She's not that as great of a fighter as she was in the past. This actually puts her at 5 in a row on a 5-fight losing streak, which is insane. Before that, she had a no contest to Holly Holm, which I think is the one that she dropped dirty in. So it's been a minute. She hasn't won since 2023, which is crazy. So she's 5-fight losing streak. I don't know if they keep her around in the UFC, but the women's division is not that deep, so they might. We'll see. Buy a house south of Atlanta. Oh man, we're going to Braves games for sure. Definitely grabbing food. Yeah, I'll let you know if I can fucking make it there. It'd be nice. It won't be anytime soon, but sometime in the future for sure. Yo, it's crazy how Myra just fought for a belt and now she about to get cut. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. It's a tough game out there, man. But she's always been a weird fighter. She was good for a little while and she seemed very, very impressive and dominant, and then it just kind of fell off. It's crazy. But that brings us to the dumbass of the year, or few years, or the dumbass of the UFC pretty much, which is Cedric Dumas. Dumbass fits him perfectly. You dumb motherfucker! This guy just cannot. I don't know why they keep him in the UFC. I don't understand it. Can we just get rid of him now? He's 3-5 in the UFC. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, and he has a no contest in there as well. He's lost all 3 of those fights by finish. All 3 of them have been out. 2 of them have been in the first round, and the third one was in the second round, which was the submission loss. Yeah, it's just the greatest hood scrapper in UFC. It's not UFC caliber. No, man. No. He's horrible. He's horrible, and he's a dumbass. So I don't know why they keep him around. But McVeigh at least made it exciting. But it's not like Dumas actually put up a great fight or anything. We got McVeigh getting the first round submission by Darce, and at least got some excitement happening in there after all those decisions. And it was the first real finish of the card and the second finish overall. Also, this isn't his main occupation. They keep him because he brings eyes on. I don't know. What's his main occupation? Fucking breaking and entering? Isn't that what he got busted for? He's a career criminal. That guy's a dumbass. Anyway, I don't know why they keep him around, man. We'll see. But yeah, his main occupation is a crook. Yeah, exactly. And that brings us to that featured prelim fight, Eric McConaughey versus Rodolfo Vieira. And Vieira, I mean, everyone was pretty much thinking Vieira was going to get this win over McConaughey, but McConaughey was the underdog at 265, plus 265. Vieira was a minus 330 favorite, and everyone thought the jiu-jitsu was going to, do well in this one against McConaughey, but Vieira got outworked and drops a decision to McConaughey. Grappling, it just really didn't happen that much here. McConaughey just stayed disciplined and it was just kind of an upset fight for Vieira. Vieira just didn't look very good, wasn't able to get things going, and let McConaughey take the lead and keep it as he went through the entire fight and gets the unanimous decision win. I feel like Dumas folded rather quickly. I don't want to say he took a dive or anything. No, man, but that's kind of why I don't like him, because he never puts up a big fight. If he gets hit hard once, he curls up into a ball. If he gets put in a submission, he taps quickly. It's weird. They say he's experiencing a problem with his living situation. I think he might have trouble with an apartment because of some felonies. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're a dumbass and you are a criminal, and then you're so stupid of a criminal that you continuously get caught. Like, first of all, you're dumb for being a criminal, and just constantly doing dumb shit, and bad karma and just bad overall, human, skills. And then on top of all of that, being dumb enough to get caught constantly, it's like, bro, just give it up. Just like you should give up fighting at this point because you suck. I hate saying that about the fighters, but he is just proven over and over again how much he sucks. So, oh my God, Tyler. Holy shit.
Another one.
So, yeah, I mean, I hope the dude can get his shit together at some point of his life. But, yeah, he's not cut out for the UFC right now. If he can't take a punch and fight back or fight through any adversity, he just gives up and gives in right away. So that's really it, man. That's really it, and that's how it goes. So, but yeah, in this fight, another BJJ guy who's high level gets finished. I mean, loses a fight by unanimous decision. Only Buchecha got finished though. So that does it, man. As far as the fight wheel predictions, unfortunately, did horribly. 0-5. Martinetti, Zalal, Hernandez, Jackson, Buchecha, and Dumont were the fight wheel predictions. And you want to talk about random garbage? That's what that was. So I'm thinking, Dumas hater. Yes, I am a dumbass hater. I hate dumbasses. I'm sorry, man. There's always that one dumbass in there, and he's it. And I mean, he's actually named that. So he just sucks, man. I'm sorry. It's bad. I'm sure he'd probably kick my ass, but maybe if I got one good hit on him, he would just curl up in a little ball and cry or something. Anyway, I didn't do much better. Fight wheel predictions. I mean, these aren't my picks. These are the random picks of the fight wheel. From now on, though, I know that's what I'm saying, Tyler. Yeah. So from now on, I think I'm gonna make my own picks as well as do the fight wheel predictions. So maybe I'll just make this text a little smaller, and I'll put them side by side, and we'll see how I do versus the randomized fight wheel predictions. Throw some weed in the other direction and you'll be good. You will get distracted. Yeah. Oh shit.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. Like this week coming up, I'll do that. I'll have my picks next to what I'll put my picks in first, and then we'll do the randomized fight wheel predictions and see how I match up to the random fight wheel. So I got packing and stuff to do, Antoine, so I'll be busy doing that, unfortunately, and hopefully sitting down and resting for a little bit before I go to bed. But anyway, that about does it for me, man. And I know I'm cutting out a bit early here, but appreciate that. 78 Northwest, Tyler. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but okay. But yeah, so that about does it for me. And like I said, I know it was a little short, but there's wasn't a whole lot to go over considering the fights were a little lackluster and there wasn't a whole lot going on in the fight world this week. So yeah, I appreciate you guys jumping in. I appreciate you for checking out the show. Please make sure you hit that like button before you get out of here. And if you're watching this later, please make sure you hit that like button while you're watching before you end it. And hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back on Thursday, probably with a different background, but I will be here nonetheless. And we will hit that preview for UFC Perth and anything else going on in the combat sports world. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Peace. Have a good one.